Bitcoin going to be breaking out, or is it going to be failing? As people's 401ks go up, as their retirement, as their investing accounts go up, what do? They feel better about spending money. They feel more confident. They say, hey, listen, the economy must be doing better. So consumer confidence rises. We got consumer confidence data yesterday, the housing data, both very, very strong.
Hello and welcome to Crypto Street, where we bring you the latest and most intriguing stories from the world of cryptocurrencies. In today's video, we'll be unraveling the secrets of Bitcoin's future. But before we jump into that, let's take a look at some recent developments in the cryptocurrency market. Change the Code, a Greenpeace-backed initiative aiming to alter Bitcoin's consensus algorithm, has criticized Wall Street companies such as Fidelity, BlackRock, JP Morgan, and Goldman Sachs for supporting Bitcoin-related activities. On social media, they called out these companies for enabling climate-destructive technologies and deemed their actions unacceptable. 2. The executive director for Russia at the International Monetary Fund, IMF, has observed a growing trend of countries shifting to trade in the Chinese yuan, not just with China but also with third countries. He argued against the widespread use of the US dollar globally, pointing out that the US government utilizes the currency to serve its national interests and financial obligations, suggesting a need for change. 3. Amid a brief mutiny by the Wagner mercenary group in Russia, citizens turned to Tether as a safe haven. Market data revealed a surge in the trading volume of the ruble-denominated stablecoin pegged to the US dollar during the short-lived rebellion. 4. MasterCard has introduced its multi-token network MPN, a blockchain-powered app store for developing regulated financial applications. The head of crypto and blockchain at MasterCard referred to MPN as one of the company's most ambitious projects in the digital asset space, with the goal of supporting the broader digital asset industry and enhancing confidence in its future. 5. The state of North Carolina in the U.S. has taken a step forward by proposing a bill to study the feasibility of holding cryptocurrencies, particularly Bitcoin, in the state treasury. The bill allocates $50,000 from the state's general fund to explore the process of acquiring, securely storing, insuring, and liquidating virtual currencies like Bitcoin on behalf of the state. 6. Payzef, a payments provider, has announced that it will discontinue support for Eurobank transfers to and from Binance. This decision comes as Binance faces regulatory pressure and challenges from banking partners in Europe and other regions. 7. Javier Milei, a liberal presidential candidate in Argentina, recently stated that he has secured the necessary funds for the dollarization of the country at current market prices. Milei mentioned signing a non-disclosure agreement with undisclosed third parties who will provide the liquidity required to close the Central Bank of Argentina. 8. FTX, a failed cryptocurrency exchange, has unexpectedly suspended the sale of its stake in the artificial intelligence startup Anthropic. The stake was seen as a potential source of funds to compensate customers who suffered losses due to the collapse of the coin trading platform. 9. CME Group has announced the upcoming launch of Ethereum/Bitcoin ratio futures. 10. Breaking news: Fidelity, a $4 trillion giant in the financial industry, has refiled for a spot Bitcoin exchange-traded fund ETF. This development indicates Fidelity's continued push to offer investment products centered around Bitcoin and showcases the growing recognition and adoption of cryptocurrencies in traditional finance. Now let's begin our enlightening discussion with Gareth Soloway.
And what we see here on the Bitcoin chart is a direct relation with this pivot high here, which if we zoom out and we drag that line back even further, it actually shows us a level that was very, very important going all the way back to 2021. All right, so if we look at the bull run in 2021, we see very clearly that you had the breakout here, the retrace to the scene of the crime at 31,000 to 30,000, the big run to 65, the pullback to that same level, and the breakup, and then obviously here we consolidated and we broke down. So what we see here, if we just look at April 14th, which was a Friday, we touched that highest point. If we go over here, we've been hammering on that level. Now, in technical analysis, one of the keys to understand here is that basically you have a bullish consolidation pattern. So this is bullish right now, but this is the key. We're starting to get some weakness showing up today in Bitcoin. Bitcoin is now back to 30,000. What you want to see for a psychological basis is you want to see Bitcoin hold 30,000. If it doesn't hold on a daily closing basis, and I want to show you this, right? So if you look at this close right here, this close was at 30,000 and basically 30,010. The next day we closed back below, and then we made a strong close above. Since that close above, we have always stayed on a daily closing basis above 30,000. Now, when you go sideways, this is considered what we would, in technical analysis, view to be a bull flag. All right, so again, right now, this is safe. But the problem is that if you have a daily close back below 30,000, it starts making their vulnerable. The stock chart, or in this case, the crypto chart, becomes much, much more vulnerable. All right, so that is something that we have to kind of monitor here in terms of whether or not we can get a breakout on Bitcoin, or if Bitcoin is going to start to lose out and start to head down.
Fidelity, a prominent investment management company with $4 trillion in assets, has officially refilled for a Bitcoin exchange-traded fund ETF under the name Wise Origin Bitcoin Trust. This move showcases the increasing adoption of cryptocurrencies by traditional finance. The filing bears striking similarities to those made by industry giants BlackRock and ARK Invest, particularly in the Surveillance Sharing Agreement (SSA) language. This suggests a convergence of strategies among these institutional players, potentially increasing the chances of approval from the Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC). Although there are no specific deadlines for the recent refiling or similar filings from BlackRock, ETF research analyst James Seifert has observed a series of filings by major financial players, BlackRock, Fidelity, and ARK Invest. This raises speculation about whether these firms have received positive signals from the SEC regarding the potential approval of Bitcoin ETFs. This presents a challenging situation for SEC Chair Gary Gensler as he navigates the task of regulating the rapidly evolving cryptocurrency market.
Now, the 30,000 level for Bitcoin is your first level of significance. Now, if we close below 30,000, it doesn't 100% negate the bull flag pattern or the in spirit of bull flag pattern. The reason why it doesn't negate it is because bull flags, okay, they are 45-degree angles to 90-degree angles, right? So basically, as long as you're in an angle here, okay, of about 45 to 90 degrees, you can be in the case, and I would probably move it up to about there for that. This can still be bullish consolidation. But I do have a level I want us to watch very closely, all right? So we have 30,000 as number one. Number two is your secondary support at 29.5. 29.5 is this area right here, which again would be very, very important to me. Now, if we start breaking below 29.5, then you have to start talking about, is it going to even hold that 45-degree angle? My guess is it won't. And then we ultimately are headed down to this upsloping trend line right here at around 25.9 to 26,000. So if we look at the intraday chart on Bitcoin, Bitcoin again starting to cascade a little bit lower. On an intraday basis, we were just talking about that 30,000 level or give or take. Look at what we have right here. Look at all that level that I was talking about right at this level. So this is right below 30,000. Look at all that technical support. So again, the first thing you're watching for today, and I'm going to summarize. We're going to move on to the Ethereum chart. Then we're going to go to stock charts. I want to talk about yields. Yields also looking very interesting. But what I want us to kind of monitor here is on a daily closing basis. The only thing I want you thinking about today is, do we close below 30,000 on a daily closing basis or not? If we do, this chart becomes vulnerable to downside for Bitcoin. If it can stay above 30,000 on a daily close, then you are potentially in a much more bullish scenario for Bitcoin. All right, as long as you stay above 30, I would say there's a slightly higher probability to a breakout versus a breakdown. Not huge, but slight. All right, if you close below 30, it's the probability switch to slightly favoring downside. If we start getting below that 29.5, then the probability shift more and more towards the downside.
CME Group, a prominent player in the global derivatives marketplace, is gearing up to introduce Ether/Bitcoin ratio futures on July 31, pending regulatory approval. This new contract will allow investors to simultaneously invest in Bitcoin and Ether, simplifying their investment process. For those unfamiliar with futures contracts, they involve an agreement to buy or sell an asset at a predetermined price and time in the future, a bet on the asset's future price. Traders can either go long, predicting a price rise, or go short, expecting a price fall. These standardized contracts facilitate trading on futures exchanges, and the Ether/Bitcoin ratio futures will be settled in cash based on the final prices of Ether and Bitcoin. The introduction of this innovative product aims to provide a broader clientele with opportunities to hedge positions and implement trading strategies more economically. CME Group has been consistently expanding its cryptocurrency-related offerings, with the launch of Bitcoin futures in 2017 marking a significant milestone in the mainstream financial world's acceptance of cryptocurrencies. However, it's worth noting that such announcements have not been without controversy. That wraps up today's crypto news highlights. Stay tuned for more updates, insights, and analysis from the world of cryptocurrencies. Please share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more engaging content.